Trump team reached out to RFK early on about serving as VP wouldn't write it off. This is a New York Post story. Now, again, some people say this is true. Some people say it's not true. But let's read this. Individuals within Trump's circle made initial inquiries to RFK about the possibility of him serving as Trump's running mate in 2024 presidential campaign with expressions of interest coming right out of the box when Kennedy announced his candidacy in April 2023. One insider remarked, anything's possible. I wouldn't write it off by any means, although Kennedy, an independent candidate, has consistently rejected the idea. Donors have supported both Trump and Kennedy, acknowledged that the concept of drafting Kennedy as a running mate remains a topic of discussion within Trump circles, despite potential ideological differences. Steve Bannon, a former White House strategist for Trump, has endorsed the idea, suggesting that a Trump-Kennedy ticket could lead to a massive landslide. Very, very interesting. Same time, a day later, senior Trump campaign advisor rules out RFK joining as a VP. So top aide comes out a day later saying there's no way this is possible. Senior Trump advisor Chris Lasivita refuted that the campaign has ever reached out to Kennedy and closed the door on doing so in the future to be VP. This is 100% fake news. No one from the Trump campaign ever reached out, approached RFK, or ever will. One of the most liberal and radical environmentalists in the country. For all the fake news, update your stories, Lasivita said on X. Earlier that day, the Post reported that individuals close to Trump had reached out to Kennedy, who is now running as an independent candidate for president. And by the way, RFK comes out hinting that he may run as a libertarian. Adam, thoughts on the story?
This is 100% not real. This is 100% fake, and I don't use the word 100% lightly. He's nowhere on the top candidates list. You know, I'm all about Vegas, talking about when you're going and doing your betting in Vegas. Look at the Vegas odds. You want to pull them up, Rob? Here's who the leading candidate is for VP. Two of them are female. So Elise Stefanik, she's the one that became famous for basically
the Harvard
lashing out against the Harvard presidents. Exactly.
I love Harvard, MIT, and Penn.
Exactly.
She's amazing.
And then my girl, Kristi Noem, who I think, and then our guy, Vivek, that's the top three. You got Sleepy Ben Carson out there. You got Tim Scott, that I don't think is going to be the guy.
Who's
you got
below
Nikki.
Hayden?
You got Sarah Huckabee, beautiful person. You got Kerry Lake, Tudor Nixon, not a name, and then Tucker. And then if you scroll down, look at these odds, by the way. Can you scroll down even more, Rob?
That's it.
You're going to have to keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling to see Robert N. F. Kennedy's name. It's like 8,000 to 1.
Cruz
like
is
that.
on that.
Zoom in a little bit.
Yeah. Marco Rubio.
Oh, Mike
Ivanka
Pence is
Trump.
on that list.
Where's Pence?
Go up a little bit.
Hey, Doug!
Yeah.
There's Doug!
Rob, go up a little bit.
Go up
above
a little bit
Pence.
more, yeah.
Keep going up because there's more names. Keep going up. That's what you got to do.
No, okay, yeah.
So Kerry Lake,
Tucker Carlson, Tulsi
Gabbard,
Yep.
Ron DeSantis,
Mira,
Just wait till you see where
Pence.
RFK is.
I can't accept gifts.
Pence, Candace Owens, Rubio, Ivanka, Glenn Youngkin.
Marjorie Taylor Greene would
There
be
is no
insane.
RFK.
So the point is, Mike Pence has a better chance of
There's
becoming the
RFK,
VP.
84,000.
Okay, gotcha.
That's a crazy bet.
Kanye West
Actually,
has a better chance. Exactly. Kanye West has a better chance.
And
Meaning,
Chris Christie.
yeah, just
Yeezy.
Christie, whose whole campaign
What's to hell with Trump?
fuck this guy, has a better chance at RFK. So I get that it's fodder, and I great that it's have a conversation, and thank you for these news outlets that basically allowed us to have this conversation. FTM, y'all, follow the money. There's no chance that RFK. Thanks, Tom. There's no chance that RFK is going to be the VP selection.
Go for it.
I thought you were rapping. I'm sorry about that.
No, Tom, do your thing, bro.
So, individuals.
Anyway, you can find me on. I'm on Manek.
He's on Manect, everybody.
Tom's Canadian.
Well, yo, Mike just messaged me. That's a great bet. For RFK, a $100 bet, Mike, pays back what? $84,000 for your $100 bet. And that might be a bet you may have to make.
So we here at Harrah's Casino.
Yeah, exactly.
You could
Keep
be out
scrolling
of
down,
debt
by the way.
and then some. So what I love about this story right there, Adam, let's dissect this.
Do it.
Who said it? The Post reported. This is where, ladies and gentlemen, this is where reputable publications or partly reputable publications literally just make up stories. Individuals close to Trump. This whole story is written paragraphs around individuals close to Trump
This is the people are saying.
Reportedly reached out.
Allegedly.
There's nobody there. Individuals close to Trump. It could have been the bellman that he was walking by, and at that moment he was close to Trump.
Yeah.
Come on. This is an example. The fake news happens when they make stuff up. Publications just make it up, and that's what they hang it on. That simple statement is what keeps them legally out of court. Well, it was individuals close to Trump, and we don't reveal our sources.
Yeah, whistleblowers, or we have what?
With that being said, looking at the odds, Elise Stefanik, this is when we've had that whole conversation. It's a congressperson in New York, but it's former, blah, 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 blah. She's the only person from New York on this list. Oh. Remember that conversation we had?
And Lee Zeldin is nowhere on that list.
Correct.
So, but that's the part. You know, the one thing that I called you on. Remember what I called you on, what I told you? Mm-hmm. I said the job of a great tight camp is, it's very hard. This is why you don't let everybody in. You don't let everybody in. There's people that think they're in, but only the in people know who's in and who's not in, okay? And the way you test some people to think if they're in or not is leak a little bit to them and see if it stays or not.
Got you.
And you don't leak them a level 1, tier 1 type of inside information. You leak them tier 4. And then if they leak a tier 4, 100% they're going to leak a tier 1. But then once you have identified who a tier 1 is, the tier 1 people's job is one thing. You know what they do for a living? Confuse everybody. That's your job. The job of a tier 1 advisor is to confuse anybody that's not a tier 1. Your job is to do that 24/7 in the most smoothest possible way. And the tier 1 people who are on the inside are doing a really good job confusing the shit out of America.
Because nobody knows.
That's exactly the job of a tier 1 advisor.
Brilliant.
That's exactly what a tier 1 advisor does. A lot of them think they're tier 1. They could be tier 2, tier 3. You still trust a tier 2.
Yeah.
But not like a tier 1. You still trust a tier 3, but not like a tier 1. You still trust a tier 4, but not like a tier 1. Everybody is like, yeah, I'm his boy. You know, Trump and I do this. And yeah, look at this. He texted me. Look at this. We call this. Great. You're part of a tier 4, tier 5. But a tier 1 is not going around showing text messages to Trump. Tier 1 doesn't do that.
Quiet.
Tier 1 doesn't go brag about how close they are to somebody. It's just, here's who we are. Advisor. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a very big difference between tier 1 and everybody.
By the way, Tom just told me what you guys were talking about, so he's a tier 4 for sure.
He made the announcement.
For sure.
Yeah. But for $100, Tom will tell you what's going on tier 1. No, that's a whole different story.
Help me beat Adam. I'll tell you anything.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.